JBN, we keep you informed. Rifle found in plastic bag in Westmoreland. A gun and several rounds of ammunition were seized during an operation in Roaring River District in Westmoreland on Sunday. Police reports are that about 4:30 p.m., lawmen conducted an operation in the area where a premises was searched and one Ruger rifle with a magazine containing 21 cartridges was found wrapped in a plastic bag to the rear of the premises. The weapon was subsequently seized. However, no arrest was made. 6 men caught in bar during curfew hours. Police on Monday charged 6 men who were caught in a bar in Falmouth, Trelawney during the hours of the daily island-wide curfew imposed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness as part of efforts to curb the spread of the novel coronavirus COVID-19. The curfew, which began on April 1, runs from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily and remains in effect until April 8. In addition to the curfew, the government ordered the closure of all bars as of March 17, among other measures as part of the COVID-19 response. The men, who were each charged with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act, have been identified as 53-year-old businessman Carlton Clark of Hague District, Trelawney, 53-year-old Glenroy Jones of Florence Hall, Trelawney, 48-year-old Bonnie Armsby of Racecourse, Trelawney, 37-year-old Chef O'Neill Smith of Buntyall, Trelawney, 39-year-old Omar Bly, unemployed, of Sherwood Content, Trelawney, and 68-year-old George Morrison, a farmer, of Sawyers, Trelawney. According to the police, the men were arrested after officers heard music coming from the bar during an operation in the area between 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. An investigation was conducted and it was found that the bar was in operation. The men were arrested and later charged. Government to probe alleged use of Lupus drug to treat COVID-19. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has promised to investigate a claim by opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Maurice Guy, that the Maple Hospital has violated the government's COVID-19 treatment guidelines by using the drug hydroxychloroquine to treat patients with the novel coronavirus. Dr. Guy, speaking at yesterday's first digital meeting of the Special Select Committee of Parliament on COVID-19, had questioned whether the government had decided on the use of the drug, which is used to treat lupus and other autoimmune diseases by healthcare providers for the new coronavirus. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, in response, said the ministry had made no such recommendation. At the same time, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has promised to have the matter investigated. Because of the very high incidence of cardiac-related issues, the World Health Organization, WHO, has not recommended that we put hydroxychloroquine in present protocols, so we have not, said the Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Guy, in the meantime, has urged health officials to investigate the matter. Can I ask the CMO to look at what is happening at Maple Hospital? Because patients have been getting that. And you need to have a discussion with your team, because you cannot have a situation where the team is acting on its own volition in terms of trying to do a trial without the approval of the CMO and the ministry, he said. More restrictive curfew during Easter holiday, beaches closed. Jamaicans will be subjected to far more restrictive curfew hours during the Easter holiday period beginning on Good Friday. A 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew will be in effect daily from Good Friday to Easter Monday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement of the revised hours during a press conference at Jamaica House on Wednesday, as he gave an update on the government's efforts to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister explained that the nightly 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew that took effect on April 1 will run until only Thursday, April 9. However, beginning Thursday evening, the curfew will run from 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. on Good Friday. During the Easter weekend, the curfew will be from Friday, the 10th of April 2020, through Monday, the 13th of April 2020. The curfew will commence at 3 p.m. in the afternoon and end at 7 a.m. the next morning, said Holness. In other words, the non-curfew hours, that is the period of time that you will be able to move about freely and conduct the essentials of life would be from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily over the Easter weekend, the Prime Minister stated. Also, all public beaches will be closed over the Easter holiday weekend from Good Friday until Easter Monday. The Prime Minister stressed that the measures being implemented by the government are designed to ensure as much economic activity as possible takes place without compromising the health of the population. Carrie Douglas, charged with breaching curfew. Councillor Carrie Douglas was arrested Tuesday night and charged for breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act and disorderly conduct after being accused of breaching the curfew order implemented in response to the growing COVID-19 crisis across the island. She was arrested and charged by officers from the Kingston Spring Police in St. Andrew. Reports are that about 9:28 p.m. Douglas was stopped along Meadowbrook Avenue and failed to identify herself as a member of the essential services as laid down by the law. The report said she became boisterous and started hurling abusive language, stating that the police were idiots and donks, to the annoyance and disturbance of the public. She was bailed at the sum of $20,000 and will appear in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on May 6, 2020 to answer the charges. However, Douglas, who is a two-term Trafalgar Division councillor, said that the police heard in the performance of their duties. She argued that she should not have been charged in the first place because mayors and councillors are exempt under the Disaster Risk Management Act. I was definitely not treated fairly. How can you charge a councillor for breaching a law from which she's exempt? This is definitely politics at play, man, Douglas said. What else could it be? How do you charge someone who is exempt after determining her identity? Imagine, the mayor, the deputy mayor, and the TC came to identify me, and they were completely ignored. How? Why? SSP McGregor came and also could identify me, and nothing changed. How? Why? She asked. According to paragraph 9A2 of the Disaster Risk Management Act, persons engaged in the transportation of manufactured goods, persons employed to factories as defined by the Factories Act, mayors and councillors of municipal corporation are accorded special privileges at this time and can be on the road legally outside hours stipulated in the Act. Douglas is the fiery councillor who ditched the People's National Party PNP to join the Jamaica Labour Party JLP in February 2020. Asked about her alleged loud behaviour and disorderly conduct, she denied those charges. Completely erroneous. No, sir. They were recording me. Why hasn't the tape been released? The daughter of the late former PNP cabinet minister, Easton Douglas, said. In the meantime, police officers at the Kingston Spring Police Station have alleged that a senior officer attempted to compromise the investigation. At about 10:30 p.m., SSP Steve McGregor attended this police station, stating that he was sent by the Commissioner of Police to intervene in the matter. He questioned the police as to why he was charging the councillor and that he was to hurry up, and advised her that the entire completion of the CR form was not relevant. Steve went on to ridicule the team. So if Steve came and she was charged after the intervention of a senior officer, you can know she was really carrying on like a virago, a source at the station said. All that was expected of her is a little respect and dignity shown to the men and women who put their lives on the line for their country. The mayor and the deputy mayor who were present were told that the law is the law and respect must be shown, the source continued. Police on Monday charged 6 men who were caught in a bar in Falmouth, Trelawney, with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act. Bars have been ordered closed by the government among measures to curtail the spread of the coronavirus. 4,000 travelers report to Health Ministry. Approximately 4,500 persons who traveled to Jamaica between March 18 and 24 have reported to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton gave the update during a digital press conference from his new Kingston offices on Tuesday. The government has made calls for the approximately 7,000 persons who arrived in the island over the period to contact the ministry. Persons with a recent travel history are being urged to self-report and self-quarantine as part of measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus. In the past few days, we have seen a significant increase in the number of Jamaicans who have reported to the ministry as it relates to those persons who came into the island over the last few days prior to the travel restrictions on incoming passengers, Dr. Tufton said. An estimated 7,000 persons came into the island between March 18 and March 24. 1,500 of that number left the country up to the end of last Friday. Approximately 1,000 persons have reported to the ministry, and over the last 3 days, some 3,500 persons have reported to the ministry, he noted. He said that health authorities are working closely with the Ministries of National Security and Finance and the public sector and Jamaica Customs Agency to track the approximately 1,000 persons who have still not reported. We advise that 1,000 to report so that we can validate, clarify their health status, and provide the guidance that is in their best interest, as well as the interests of their families and community, Dr. Tufton said. Effective March 18, all travelers from countries where there is a local transmission of COVID-19 are required to self-quarantine for up to 14 days. Persons who are non-compliant could be charged under Section 52 of the Disaster Risk Management Act for failing to obey a direction given to regulate movement within or around the island pursuant to the Disaster Risk Management Enforcement Measures No. 2 Order 2020. Breaches of the Act attract a maximum fine of $1 million or 12 months imprisonment. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.